In this informative speech, my goal is to tell you all in the simplest way how you go about building a house using the general terms in construction. These steps are important in building a sustainable home with the proper living components because it will allow a house to be stable for up to 50 years instead of just 15. There are positions that need to be filled in the construction industry by the project manager, especially during this time where the rate of manual laborers has been decreasing. The company who is being paid to build the house will first build the team they need to so they are able to finish building the house by the date that is set. And not only by the date, but also with efficient and sustainable work that also includes high quality materials. These are a few components that construction companies like to have in order to keep growing in the industry. One of the easiest ways for a company to grow is also one that sticks with most, if not all, of the subcontractors they work with on a project. When the construction begins, the first crew on site usually will handle clearing the debris or trees that is in the way. But before this begins, each crew that steps onto the site will be read specific building instructions created by the CEO of the main company running the project to ensure that all members on site are safe. Once this is complete, the first phase is the pour foundation, which is basically the chemically engineered cement that is engineered to distribute the weight from load-bearing walls to the soil or bedrock beneath, and it also keeps groundwater or soil moisture out. In simpler words, this keeps the home from collapsing and sinking in the ground after a few years. This same crew will then set up the wooden frames for the site just to act as a template for an inspector to see before they move to the next phase. And usually after this phase, different inspectors would like to make sure that the site always has the proper sign permits and blueprints on site, being easily accessible for all to see what measurements are needed. If a certain job requires precise measurements and proper materials, it usually has to do with the foundation of a home or building. The foundation is the slowest phase in the building process, but after it's properly hardened, most projects move a little faster as they move into the rough framing stage, where framers will structure what the inside of the home will look like based off the measurements and blueprints the architect has drawn out. The next crew will then come and install the rough plumbing, electrical, and heating ventilation systems, and air conditioning. During this phase, workers install pipes for the plumbing that will travel throughout the house and will determine where the sinks, toilets, and showers will be. Following this phase, the house will be covered by either using the house wrap system or the zip system. Both systems will protect the structure from water while still allowing water vapors to pass through it to reduce the likelihood of mold or rotting on the inside of the home. The last few phases are very simple, finishing with an electrician coming in and installing all mechanical systems and switches. Insulation is also installed in this phase to create a more comfortable home with a consistency in the climate and the homeowner's liking. The interior design will come to an end when the last crew will be finishing the interior trim, where they will add the last layers of paint and interior or decorative doors and windows will be installed. After this step, it is up to the homeowner to make a few decisions on what designs they like for how their kitchen island would look or what they want their faucet to look like in their bathroom. And so these are just a few phases and basic steps to building a home. And what I have here with me is my hard hat that I've worn this past summer for my internship and what I will be wearing in my future internships most likely if I continue down the construction management road. And on the side here are my JSVIG stickers, which are the stickers I receive before going onto a project site after I'm read my proper instructions so that I am safe and do not get hurt on site.